After 3 days of high winds, Rand and I had planned an all-day trip with a loop down the Tonto Basin, along Roosevelt Lake, and driving up AZ 288 through the Sierra Ancha Mountains, with a few stops to fly and film along the way. As you can see, the drive around the loop itself takes 4 hours and 34 minutes, so we left at 5:45 so we could have the sunrise at our back when we flew our drones off the cliffs. This is the diversion dam located just below the bridge that crosses over the Salt River on the way to Young Highway. As Rand and I came walking up here, we heard a bunch of thrashing around in the reeds over there, and then I could hear the unmistakable sound of a javelina grunting. So we started the cameras and I stepped over there and started grunting, and he come out of there and we got a glimpse of him. I don't know if I got him on camera or not, but he came within about 10 feet of us, and hung around for a while and then finally left.
There's so much vegetation around.
Yeah.
You can't really get close.
It's pretty cool. And here's the Salt River Bridge over the Salt River on the way to Young. Did you see it?
Just a little bit of Damn it, I wish I was recording.
I had just turned mine on. There's some more.
Smaller guys.
Changed their mind. Yeah, there was one still over there.
Yeah, I saw him up. Yeah.
Cool. Well, Rand and I are out here at Workman Creek, where I brought the boys. Gosh, it had to be more than 10 years ago.
Over 10 years at
Yeah,
this point.
12, 13 years ago or so.
Bobby was just a little thing.
Yeah, well, he just turned 13, so yeah. And we just drove into Rose Creek and checked it out. That's where we camped in. But down here are the pools where we went swimming, so we're going to go down and check them out. Now, as you can tell, this trail has been hiked a few times, so it's no secret. And it's definitely a lot more worn than the last time we come down it. You have to go up and around at one point, because you can't go down the bottom. Well, after a 2.5 mile hike, we are here. Check it out. This is a new addition, a new obstacle. Trail goes on around, and you can get down to the bottom down there if you like. Never seen it flow quite like this. Spring runoff. The high road or the low road? That's a deep pool there. I bet there's some nice trout in there still. Approximately 120 years ago, when Roosevelt Dam was being constructed, they set up a timber camp a couple of miles down the road. After working all day, cutting trees, loading them on the freight wagons and driving mules down there, they would come up here to Workman Creek to bathe and clean up and refresh. And that's how it got its name. How do I get out of this place? Climb out. Get you huffing and puffing. Well, after our hike down Workman Creek to the pools, we drove up Workman Creek, found us a nice spot. It was in the shade when we sat down. Now the sun's coming around, but it was a little cool. I had to put a shirt back on. Nice spot to have lunch. Grandma made us a couple of nice sandwiches. And it is so wet that there's a little stream coming down on the other side over there, feeding to it. And while we were sitting here, Rand looks over and says, "There's a cross over there." And sure enough, there is. And it's hard to see in the shadows, but I had my spot and scope and I hooked it up and got a picture of it. First time I've ever seen water running down here. Obviously, it's not the first time in though, because it made this little canyon. Well, there's some black rock right there. Probably won't even show up as black. It's so black. It could be chunks of obsidian. Classic box canyon.
kind of close to that tree to your right. But, well, maybe not.
This fucking sucks.
Have any shovels?
No, I didn't bring my survival kit for it. Oh, that is hard as a fucking rock. Well, close your door. And I'm gonna climb back down.
Hate that idea.
I know, but we gotta get up this.
And I push.
Yeah. Well, we screwed up big time. After Workman Creek Falls, we were going to go to the tower up on top, check it out. See it up there. And we come around the corner of this little snowbank. So we put it in four-wheel drive and headed up it. And we high-centered. We can't go forward, we can't go backward, so we're working on digging our way out of this thing. If we can get it off there, make it to there, I can turn around. Okay, well, this is a first for me. We got stuck. We were headed for the tower up on top of Aztec Peak, but we were running into a little problem. Not so much the snow, but it was so high. We got high-centered. And we spent the last 2 hours trying to dig out. If we could have got to that spot up there, we could have turned around and made it. So We are walking until we find Linda. She's on her way to pick us up from Payson. Well, when we turned that corner and saw the snow, it didn't look so bad, just looked a little muddy. So we came on up and we started hitting the snow, and that was as far as we got. Just after 1 p.m. we headed for Aztec Peak. It had been 13 years and we had been blessed with little to no wind all day, so we headed to the top. At 1:37 we were stuck, high-centered on ice in the middle of the road. It was as hard as a rock. All we had was a hatchet and pieces of dead wood on the side of the road to try and dig our way out. We jacked it up, put rocks under the tires, tree branches. I even sacrificed my carpet from the cargo area to no avail. Finally, at 2:44, I tried to text Linda. We had only one bar of service, and I said, "We may be in trouble, stuck on Workman Creek Road, above the falls, in some snow. We are high-centered and trying to dig our way out." Well, she responded 6 minutes later, so that was good, and she asked if she should leave now at 3:03. When I could see there was no hope and it was getting late, I finally texted her at 3:48 and said, "We are leaving the truck at 3:48 for the road." That was the last text that's sent. She texted back, leaving home at 3:53, taking 188. We had hung around a little bit because Rand was wet from laying in the snow and trying to dig us out. So we sat and ran the heater for a while to help him warm up and dry out. Then as we got ready to walk out, he suggested leaving a note. So I managed to find a piece of paper and wrote a note. We grabbed what snacks we had, water, doubled down, checked everything, and started a long walk out with the temps dropping and us with no heavy jackets. After going about 300 feet and getting back on dry ground, I caught a reflection in the trees ahead. It was a Nissan Titan 4-door pickup, my lord, with a metal flatbed and giant tires. As he pulled up, I said, "You are just the man and truck I'm looking for. Do you have a tow strap?" Well, he did not. However, he got out and checked his compartments and found 2 tie-down straps. That was our only hope of pulling it off the ice. Rand and I hopped on the bed, and he drove up to where we were stuck. We connected both tie-downs, and the only way to go was backwards. He started pulling, and I was in 4-wheel drive in reverse, and it popped right out. The scariest part was backing down the road on the snow and mud that was very slippery, with a drop-off on one side, but we made it. I immediately sent a text and tried calling Linda to let her know we were out and safe. It never did send. Once again, my guardian angel saved my sorry butt. First, we were in the only place to get cell service when we got stuck. Second, Joey, a copper miner from Globe, and his wife were both off work for the day and decided to take a drive. Most people that come up this road turn around after the falls. We saw only one other vehicle all day on that road, and it was headed downhill while we ate lunch. As we drove out, Rand tried to text and call Linda with no luck. It wasn't until we drove 16 miles before we finally got in touch with her to let her know that we were okay.